is Tuesday, February 16. Welcome to CGN News. JetBlue says it is investigating reports that one of its flight attendants, who, after testing positive for the coronavirus, faked that she was kidnapped in Jamaica and was being trafficked by a local hotel. Quote, "We hold each JetBlue crew member to the highest standards when it comes to personal integrity, and we are conducting an urgent investigation into the actions of our crew member," end quote, the airline said in a statement. Kalina Collier arrived in Jamaica on January 28 and was scheduled to depart on February 1. Saturday, January 30, Collier did an antigen test that returned a positive result. Another test an hour later was negative. A third test proved positive. She was given a 14-day quarantine order by the Health Ministry. Collier made headlines after convincing social media influencers that she was being held against her will. She left the island on Sunday after both the Jamaica Constabulary Force and the Jamaica Tourist Board refuted claims that she was kidnapped. Barbados will remain on lockdown until February 28 as the number of COVID-19 cases and deaths continue to rise. Prime Minister Mia Mottley made the announcement on Monday. Mottley said the 7 p.m. to 6 a.m. curfew will remain in place. Her announcement came after Minister of Health Lieutenant Colonel Jeffrey Bostic disclosed that a nursing assistant had died on Sunday as a result of the virus. She's the first healthcare worker to die from COVID-19 in Barbados. An end to political repression in Cuba should be a prerequisite for any talks on normalizing relations with Washington post-Donald Trump, a group of activists from the island said Monday. In an open letter to Washington and Havana, the authors said they wanted Cuba to advance towards better ties with the rest of the world, but, quote, "first and foremost with its own people," end quote. The letter was signed by 331 Cuban nationals and expats, the AFP reported. During his term, Trump tightened sanctions against Cuba and reversed many of his predecessor Barack Obama's moves to ease tensions with the island nation. The new U.S. President Joe Biden has promised to bring back some of Obama's policies. Cuban scientists are working on their Soberana 2 vaccine, the BBC reports. Researchers at the Finlay Institute of Vaccines in Havana are working long shifts on Cuba's best shot to solve its coronavirus crisis, Soberana 2, the island's domestically produced COVID-19 vaccine. The results from the first clinical trials were encouraging, says the Institute's director, Dr. Vicente Verez Bencomo, and the government hopes to give the vaccine to everyone on the island by year-end. Cuba has more than 30 years of experience in biotechnology and immunology, and in the late 1980s, Cuban scientists produced the first meningitis B vaccine. Professor Clive Landis, immunologist and chairman of the University of the West Indies COVID-19 Task Force, is urging Caribbean people to get vaccinated against the virus. The AstraZeneca Oxford COVID-19 vaccine has arrived in the Caribbean, making, quote, "the start of a new phase in the pandemic in which we start the fight back against COVID-19, end quote, said Landis in a statement from the UWI. Barbados has received 100,000 doses of the vaccine from India and shared it with Trinidad and Tobago, Guyana, Dominica, Grenada, and St. Lucia. Landis said the vaccine has shown 76% efficacy after one shot and 82% after the booster shot in the latest clinical trial. He stated that even for those persons who may still contract the virus, vaccination prevents hospitalizations. New York Attorney General Letitia James says a coalition of 16 attorneys general from across the U.S. is fighting alongside President Joseph Biden to protect undocumented Caribbean and other immigrants from deportation. On the first day of the Biden-Harris administration, the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, the DHS, issued a memo ordering a moratorium on deportations for 100 days while a thorough review of the DHS's policies took place. 2 days later, the state of Texas sued the administration, seeking to overturn the moratorium. Texas is now seeking a preliminary injunction to halt the moratorium while the case makes its way through the courts. Peru's foreign minister resigned Sunday amid an uproar over government officials being secretly vaccinated against the coronavirus. President Francisco Sagasti confirmed that Elizabeth Astet stepped down, the Associated Press reported. The scandal erupted Thursday when ex-President Martin Vizcarra, who was dismissed in November, confirmed a report that he and his wife had secretly received shots of a vaccine in October. Health Minister Pilar Mazzetti resigned Friday after legislators accused her of concealing information. New Health Minister Oscar Ugarte said Sunday night that Sagasti ordered the resignation of all officials who secretly received the Chinese vaccine. Spanish rapper Pablo Hasél, who barricaded himself inside a university to avoid a jail term, has been arrested. Catalan police entered the University of Lleida and detained him a day after he arrived there with supporters. Hasél is facing a 9-month jail term for glorifying terrorism and slandering the crown and state institutions over tweets and lyrics that attacked the monarchy and police. He was due to hand himself in last week but defied the order. Almost 2 hours after officers from the Mossos police force went in early on Tuesday, Hasél was led away shouting, quote, "They will never silence us. Death to the fascist state," end quote. Viral videos of people having full-face hot wax treatments on TikTok have led to warnings from skin experts. They show softened resin covering subjects' face, mouth, and neck and partially penetrating their ears and nose before being removed. A barber posting some of the most watched examples said it is beneficial, the BBC reported. But the British Association of Dermatologists said attempting to wax inside your nose or ears is not recommended. One expert says there should be a warning, as there's a lot of misinformation and potentially harmful DIY beauty hacks on TikTok and other social media channels. But TikTok says the videos are excluded from community guidelines on dangerous behavior because they show skilled professionals. And finally, Palace Resorts are offering hotel guests a free 14-night stay should they test positive for COVID-19. With 10 hotels across Mexico and Jamaica, Palace is known for its luxury all-inclusive resorts. Since the pandemic, strict safety procedures have been introduced at properties in Cancun, Cozumel, Isla Mujeres, Playa del Carmen, Los Cabos, and Ocho Rios. These measures include free on-site COVID-19 testing for guests who want to take a test before checking out. Any travelers who opt to take the test and receive a positive result will be able to quarantine for free at their hotel for up to 2 weeks. The hotel chain, now in operation for over 3 decades, is hoping that the new measures reassure passengers they won't have to pay more money if they need to undergo mandatory quarantine. That's it for CGN News. I'm Scott Wilson. Thanks for watching.